All right, guys, Kevin here. So the Virginia rally was actually really cool for a few reasons. One, there were probably 200,000 or 300,000 people there. Now I'm saying this, I know the media is going to say, oh, there were a few thousand people, or they might even say a few hundred. Guys, I grew up in Louisiana where we do Mardi Gras and 1 million people come. And there were as many people there as I've seen at Mardi Gras in New Orleans. I mean, the streets were like Bourbon Street. And Bourbon Street isn't as big as the area we were at today. So it was very impressive, a huge turnout. Now the left would say that all of those guns there, you know, hundreds of thousands of AR-15s, there should have been so much crime. Nobody got arrested except for a few Antifa type people. A few left-wing nut jobs went in there and got a little crazy and they got arrested, but they were the aggressors, which is my other point. Nothing bad ever happens when we show up in numbers because these people get scared and they don't agitate. It's only when they show up in numbers that you have something like Charlottesville. And I'm sure the media is going to spin, you know, everything that happened today. But what happened is thousands and thousands of patriots showed up. They said, we're not going to take it. And you know what? It might not mean anything, but it's a start. And that's all we can hope for is a good start. And think about how many people didn't show up today because they were afraid of it being in Virginia. They were afraid of all of the rumors. If we could get another thing like this with an even bigger showing, maybe that will make a difference. And as I talked about in my other video, there are people pushing an annexation movement. And I think that's a brilliant idea. Move the west of Virginia into West Virginia. If we could do that kind of thing, we could start winning some of these battles just because with the new census, California is going to add members of the House. And some of these states are going to lose House members. So if we can start annexing parts of other states, we can get our numbers back up. We can even eventually try to farm new states, which is not unheard of. It happened all the time up until after the Civil War. And so, you know, we can do things like that. It's within our Constitution. It's within our ability. And there are definitely enough motivated people in the Senate, in Congress, in Virginia to do something like that. Now, there were rumors that Antifa and far-left communists were going to show up dressed as patriots. And I did see some of that. But they could have just been John Brown gun club types. Here's how you can tell, right? The communists who dress up like militia, there's a few little tells, right? There's skinny jeans. They might have everything else, the Kevlar, they'll have the helmets, the nice gear. Some of these guys had really nice gear. I was surprised. Mommy and Daddy must be buying them, you know, a lot of nice Daniel Defense rifles and things like that. But anyway, the other tell is they wear black denim jackets. Now, where the hell in 2020 do you buy a black denim jacket? But they all seem to have black denim jackets. So they were easy to spot, obviously, you know. And of course, you can tell they have like crap in their beards. They look disheveled. But yeah, it should have been, according to the media, the most dangerous place in the world. It wasn't. Now, some of the left-wing Antifa types were trying to actually recruit people. They were out there with flyers talking about how we are left libertarians. There's no such thing as a left libertarian. Anyone on the left wants to take away your property. They might agree with you having guns, but if you're a business owner, if you're a farmer, think about the kulaks. Now, there's something else I want to talk about, and that's sort of the main focus of this video. Today was a win for us, and it was a loss. And here's what I mean. It was a loss in the fact that we might not be able to do this again. This is the sad truth. For people in this state, this might have meant nothing. And I can tell you, this year, there were people out there with Barrett 50 cals, with scars, with all kinds of awesome guns and gear. I felt intimidated because all I had was my little pea shooter here, my trusty revolver. But I brought the revolver for a reason. One, it's cheap. So if something were to happen and the police were to take it away, I'm not losing a $1,000 gun. But also, it holds casings. So if you did have to use it, God forbid, I'm not leaving evidence everywhere. But anyway, think about this. Next year, people might not be able to bring a Barrett 50 cal. They might not be able to bring an AR-15. And here's sort of the victory in all of this. Not only was it a great PR victory, a great optics victory, but it showed us that about half the people there were from Virginia. And if this state wants to take away the guns and gear those people have, there's going to be a major problem. Okay? Because those people are very well armed. From the way they were moving, and they had radios, they were trained well, at least a lot of them are. And they were a small percentage of gun owners in this state. But let's say 50,000 people that were there today were from Virginia. And they had AR-15s, they had vests, they had all of that stuff. Guys, it only took 20,000 people back in the revolutionary days. It only took 20,000 people in Iraq with small arms to hold off the U.S. military with all its might, to put us on the defensive constantly. So these people could do a lot with very little. And I think the government knew that. There were lots of police there today, but if something were to happen, they would have been completely overwhelmed. And I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I want solutions. I want to fix this country, and by any means necessary. But I think that what people are talking about now is a lot better than the alternative. Things like that VA exit movement. So, yeah, it's sad to think that these people may not be able to bring an AR-15 next year. And these people aren't going to give them up. So what's going to happen here? That's the question. Because if they're not going to give them up, and the government's going to keep pushing, there's going to be problems in Virginia. And next time 100,000 or 200,000 people show up armed, what do you think these left-wing nut jobs in the government are going to do when they say hell no? So, I mean, this is the kind of discussion we need to start having, and hopefully this event today will start that discussion. I'm out, guys.